So I want to start again by thanking all of you so very much for being willing to participate in my focus group today. Were all of you able to read the informed consent document I sent over, including the risks and benefits about your participation today?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So once again, my research today is based on how sleep and fitness tracking devices like Fitbits have been questioned for their perceived accuracy. I believe that some research on how the data is collected among people with varying genetics and lifestyles might help explain how they work and make them more useful to consumers. The study aims to compare what the users manually record with what data the device was able to gather on its own. Some experiments would be run through this research on how much input the device would need as it learns the individual user and their capabilities and limits. Okay, so my first question is just I'm asking you guys to introduce yourselves with your age, the type of activity that you participate in, and the specific fitness tracking device that you use.
Okay, I can go first. I'm Praise Phillips. I'm 20, and you said our activity like levels. Okay, currently I'm on my college's track and field team, and so I run quite a bit. I like lifting weights, and then I use a Vivo Smart 3, I believe. It's just a cheap like watch you can get off of Amazon.
Thank you.
Okay, I can go.
I am Laura Light. I am 57 and I wear a Fitbit Versa 4. My activity level in the last year has not been what it normally is. Previously, I used my Fitbit for steps, but now I mostly monitor my heart rate. I try to exercise at least 3 or 4 times a week, but I haven't been lately.
Hello, I'm Stacy, and I am 48, I think. I have a Fitbit, a Charge 2, I think. It's an old one. I mostly use it for steps. I mostly just walk at the moment for exercise. And I do use it to monitor my heart rate as well, especially not regularly, but if I think my heart rate is high, then I check it on my Fitbit. So I like getting messages on my Fitbit too, when it works.
All right, I'm Sierra. I am 46. I don't know what I have. I was trying to look. I use it for steps, for when I walk, for my heart rate, and I like the timer for when I'm reffing volleyball.
Okay, thank you very much. So can you tell me about some of your favorite and or most used features of your fitness tracking device? This could be related to the sleep or the fitness.
Okay, so whenever I use mine, I mainly use it just for steps and then to track my sleep. I don't pay attention to heart rate or to what activities I'm doing, just how many steps I get in a day and how much sleep I get.
I use mine mostly for my heart rate right now. As I said in the past, I've used it for my steps. I'm just not getting that many steps right now because of my health situation, but that's about to change. I do like the sleep monitoring, probably mostly because when I feel horrible in the morning and think I slept horribly, it validates that, yes, I slept horribly. Like Stacy said, I love my notifications. I just got a text message notification and I like that because I can leave my phone on silent. And that probably is one of my favorite features because I don't have to have my sound on my phone because it notifies me.
I use mine mostly for steps. I just use it as kind of to see how close I am to my goal for the day. That would be the main feature. I don't check like what types of activities or anything like that. And then heart rate, just to see how it's doing. I don't use it for sleep because I don't like it on my wrist. It's uncomfortable to sleep in.
I mainly use mine for steps, and then I do like getting texts because my phone's on silence a lot. And really the stopwatch. I use it at the theater, I use it for volleyball.
Thank you. So, is there a time that any of you can tell me about when your fitness tracking device reported something that didn't seem right or accurate? It's fine if you don't answer this, but if you do, please explain the situation.
Since
Oh,
go
sorry,
ahead.
you go
No,
ahead.
go ahead.
Okay. I always feel like my fitness tracker never really tracked my calories very well. I felt like steps were good, but it didn't line up with how many calories it said that I was burning, just because I know how active I was throughout the day and it didn't line up. It always gave me a whole lot more calories that I burned.
I have had two issues. Um, when my Fitbit, when I've had it probably like 3 years, as it's getting to be older in electronic life, I feel like it doesn't track my steps accurately. Um, but what has happened since I've had health things going on, I've gotten notifications that my heart rate was really high even when I was sitting still. And I'm not sure if that was accurate or not. I mean, I'd just be sitting and not doing anything and it would say it would be like 110 or 115. And so I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I thought it was odd.
I have wondered if the step counts were correct many times, but nothing really specific, except I do remember like going walking with you, Laura, and we would look at our watches and they could be quite different, in step numbers. And I always wonder, oh, well, maybe we swing our arms differently or something, but sometimes they were significantly different. So I don't know, but I do wonder, but I don't know for sure.
And I've wondered about that um because like as far as how far you've gone, um I've noticed when I was walking with you and also when I've walked with Amy, our mileages will be different. And I've tried to change the setting to have it be GPS instead of stride length because I actually did measure my stride, but it's not accurate with the stride length. And so I'm not sure. I don't think the mileage is right.
Do you wear your watch in the same place that the person you're walking with is? Like, are they both on the same wrist?
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you. Okay, if nothing else, um, do you ever manually input information into your fitness tracking device? I think you mentioned putting in your stride length. And how does this change its effectiveness for you, if at all?
I've been wearing a Fitbit for 10 years now. I had one back before anybody even knew what it was. And I almost wonder if I put that stride length in way back then, and because I haven't been able to change it, I can't find the place to change it. So I'm wondering if that's part of the issue that they've changed the software for it. Um, the other things that I input manually, I do through my phone in the app. Like sometimes it doesn't pick up that I'm exercising. And so I'll go in and say, I was in exercise class during this time. And then it will say, yes, you had an activity that day. Sometimes it picks things up, sometimes it doesn't. Walking, it will usually pick up if I forget to start it.
The
Thank you.
only manual thing that I have done is to input some kind of activity when I forgot to wear my Fitbit because I wanted the steps. And lately I have not done that. And I don't know. I remember last time I couldn't remember how to do it. So I don't know. I assume you can still do that, but I used to do that all the time because I wanted to get my stars for reaching my goal.
Does anyone else have anything on when it reported something that didn't seem right, or when you have put in information and how it seemed to change anything for you? Okay. Well, thank you. So my last big question is, what is something that would make you more confident in the reports that your fitness tracking device gives you, if there's anything that you can think about?
By reports, do you mean like just showing what steps you get and things like that?
Yes, the things that it tells you, basically.
I guess if like my friend and I both walked and we had the same amount, I would have more confidence in it. But I don't know about anything specific.
So when it does seem like the report that it gives you is inaccurate, I think Praise already mentioned something on this. Do you feel like it tends to overestimate or underestimate? This is just based on how you feel.
I feel like my heart rate sometimes is overestimated, that it's saying it's faster than what it really is. Um, on my issues when my Fitbit has gotten old, it underestimates my steps. Because I would test it out and, like count how many steps I had across the house, and it would not register all of them. So it would be underestimating.
I think it underestimates steps as well.
If
I
there's
don't know if this, oh, sorry. I don't know if this fits into the question that you're asking, but I have noticed that if I'm doing like short walks just around my house, like, from my room, like downstairs, it'll hardly pick up any steps at all. Like there's sometimes it won't even gather anything. So I could be walking a whole lot more than I am. It only starts picking stuff up once I get a considerable distance away.
And I've noticed that too, like if you're carrying something or pushing a shopping cart or something like that, a stroller, that changes your steps also.
So does anyone else have any closing thoughts about what would make you feel like you had more trust in your Fitbit and what it was telling you was more accurate?
I don't know if the Fitbit would have a way of tracking steps like when you're doing something like pushing a shopping cart, but if they could figure that out, I would love it because I will change the way I push my shopping cart so that I can get the steps. And when I'm doing work at home, like if I tried to walk on the little walking treadmill and type on the computer, I would put my Fitbit on my shoe because I really want that gold star. See,
That's
I don't want to
interesting.
waste any steps.
Yeah. Does anyone else change where you put your Fitbit?
I have once. This is an interesting group of people. They will all appreciate this. I was in a stepping contest with someone who was in a play with me, and we put our Fitbits on our bra straps so they would be under our costumes, but we would still get our steps in without them being seen.
That's genius.
You cannot waste the steps. See, you have to count
I
them.
wish I would have thought of that. Thank
It
you
was
so
a little
much.
excessive, if the truth be known.
I love seeing the steps too. So are there any more closing thoughts? Anything that you guys have to say about your Fitbits and your experiences with them?
I
guess I
honest
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. I honestly I've had multiple Fitbit brands, and I like this one that's not a Fitbit that was $7 at the outlet a whole lot more than my Fitbit because it would constantly not connect to my phone, charging errors with multiple Fitbits. So I just, I like the other fitness trackers just as well or more.
Mhm. And I'd say I've had a Fitbit, a Garmin, and then the watch that I most recently used. And out of all of them, I think the Garmin worked the best. But the most recent one, it was just like again, like a cheap Amazon find. But it honestly did its job for like the price that I paid for it. So if I wanted more, if I want to be more confident in the reports I was getting, I'd just pay for a more expensive watch, probably a Garmin.
Thank you so much. That's something that I didn't think about to ask, whether people have used more than one different type, but thank you very much. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, thank you all so much for participating. If you guys have any questions, just send me an email. Thank you again for coming, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you.